I think what you said as well, like last season you was getting. So I think for Marcus, he was. So for last, this is just me looking from. I might be completely wrong here, but I think from the outside looking in, and obviously played the game to a certain level and played with certain people. So you give people certain licenses. So we've spoken about this before in previous seasons, innit? Where I think last season Marcus gets all these goals because, yes, he started scoring. He had a purple patch. So the manager goes, okay, you can cheat a little bit. So you don't have to follow your full because this Man United a bit more transitional. From Oli to what you guys are not tiki taka. It's more transitional. So Marcus is allowed to not follow his fullback all the way, but when the play breaks down, Bruno's gonna find him. And last season, 9 times out of 10, Marcus was putting it away. So he's coming to this season thinking, I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna do the same thing. I don't need to track their where's he play left wing. I don't need to track their right back all the way with Luke. Luke's there. Luke is a competent left back. So I can half cheat, give the ball like what Mbappe does. Mbappe ain't tracking nobody. Do you know what I'm saying? But Mbappe going to do the business on the other side. Now, Marcus's problem is, if you're not doing the business on the other side, then the first thing people are going to look at is, you're not doing your defensive duties. But no one cares if you're not doing your defensive duties if you're putting 2 or 3 in the other side.
What you've just said is exactly it.
That's
nobody calls out Mbappe unless they get knocked out of the Champions League.
100%.
And
he ain't ever been doing his defensive duties.
Yeah, and he's never done it.
But then the thing is, though, in the Premier League,
it's very difficult to do that.
He doesn't have the right to even get that license. Because when you look at the players you're competing with, Salah, you see what he does for Liverpool.
Salah's probably the only one I can think of that is semi-allowed. No one else is allowed.
See what he does.
Saka and Lenny won't play if they don't track their fullbacks.
You see all these guys are tracking back.
They won't play if they don't track their fullbacks.
What gives you the
No, there is
why
no
you
right,
why do you
but
feel
he's
we're
so
entitled?
lazy. And the thing is, we did say, oh, he's getting that killer instinct, and he was doing exactly what Mbappe was doing. But because he was scoring, people forget about it. Because honestly, there are only few times. The only time you hear about Mbappe not chasing back is when it gets to the knockout stages of an international competition, or they get knocked out of the Champions League. Other than that, you don't hear nothing.
And this is what sometimes I don't understand the psychological of players sometimes. This is what I find it hard. Because for me personally, I feel like if I'm not in form and I don't have confidence, what I'm going to do everything else right.
Yeah, 100%.
And if you do everything else right,
100%.
At least they won't be able to come back and...
Exactly. And hopefully the other stuff will come back to you naturally. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I track my man.
100%.
The simple passes, I'll make it right.
100%.
You know what I mean?
And he's not doing none of that this season.
And that's my problem.
No,
Despite you not being confident, you're still trying to do the same rubbish.
At least prove your worth. Prove your...
Like,
if I'm not finishing well, bro, I'm going to run like an animal.
Thank you.
Like an animal.
That's my point. As I say, like, just use a bit of common sense. Like, I'm not on form. Like, I know I can do better than this. We all know you can do better because you proved it to us last season.
100%.
But let me just make sure I don't give them anything to talk about. So even if you don't win a game,
bro, it's the basics of football. It's the basics. Like even when I'm playing from when I was young till now, if my first touch ain't right in the first 5-10 minutes, give the ball away a couple of times. In my head, I tell myself, okay, just work hard.
Work hard.
You have to
You know what I'm saying? Just work
overcompensate.
hard. So like, get tackles in. Everything's not going on, but make sure you get your tackles in. Make sure you cover your fullbacks. Make sure you cover your centre half and whatnot. Even if you're gonna give instructions on the pitch, but make yourself still valuable, useful. That you're not having a great game, but you're still putting in a shift.
If you can't run up and down, if I accept it, then sit back a bit.
Yeah. Put in a shift. Put in a shift.
Sit back and say, okay, I can't do the whole length. Then sit back.
no, they were horrible.